Welcome to the Surly Hordes podcast. This is season 2, episode 9. We only got through 9 episodes last season, but they were definitely half as long and nowhere near as fun. We've got such a great show for you today. It started off with some original content from one of the greatest content creators on Surly Horns. So thank you so much for the intro song, Celery Man. It was awesome. RGB3, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great. That song slaps. I'm ready to hear what the other content creators at Surly Horns have to put out for us. They have a high bar to live up to already. That was awesome. So super excited to see what people put out. I figured it was just going to be a bunch of farts into a microphone. So just getting an actual guitar sound on the screen is pretty fucking awesome. So
yeah, and if you don't play musical instruments, we need lyrics. We need Texas themed lyrics that would fit Surly Horns. Your submissions, we can have them rapped. We can have them, sung by a country guy. We can have a little girl sing them. Whatever. The lyrics can be funny and whatever.
Get a couple beers in me, and I'm known for my karaoke. So I'm down to these golden pipes. They're ready to blast, baby. Just give me the right lyric.
You're down to clown.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, people aren't ready for this voice to be hearing that every single week. I mean, that's a fucking gift.
So I used to be the front man for like a death metal band.
I can see it.
Yeah. But I didn't look like this whenever that was the thing.
I saw you with cornrows in Mexico.
I was a preppy. I was like a super preppy, just like Hollister ass wearing, popped collar, hot pink Hollister shirt wearing dude. With like,
you don't see that in death metal often, but
and then I'd get up there and just fucking, and people were like, "What the fuck?"
My Lacoste t-shirts cost $45. Yeah, I can't see that, but now that you're saying it, I gotta see it. So I'm totally down to see that. But yeah, for real, certainly.
I think there's YouTube videos. I'll make a thread about it.
I gotta.
I'm a max metal band, and I like fucking headbang. I headbang so hard while I'm just like screeching.
Yeah. Hey, if you do that, I'll post on the same thread all my karaoke videos from me at Cat's Meow in New Orleans and me singing, "Kiss" by Prince and Usher, "Nice and Slow." It's all there, all in its in its glory. So,
have you ever seen my personal Twitter accounts? Like the image there?
I don't think so. Is it you okay, a DKR?
So, no, I have like some like salmon shirt on, and I'm like kind of like obviously talking to somebody very aggressively, and the person that I'm talking to aggressively is Evander Holyfield.
Oh, God.
It's right outside of the Cat's Meow in New Orleans that right before the Sugar Bowl, and I was so pissed off because I had just paid to cut the line and, get all the shots and have your friends come with you and whatever. And they chose the worst song, because I always do metal karaoke, like especially in New Orleans. And I was up there, and I don't know this whatever song they chose. It was some Madonna song that I just like didn't know. And so I like had to just like kind of scream the lyrics that I didn't know the tune of the song, and it was terrible. And Evander Holyfield bailed.
Oh, man. He probably thought you were going to bite his ear
in the middle of my fucking performance. And I was pissed. I was pissed about the whole thing. And I went and I confronted him. And I was like, "Did you not like the show?" Pretty good shit. That's my Twitter profile picture. That's my Cat's Meow story.
Yeah. Cat's Meow story for me is I thought I knew all the words to "Shoop" by Salt and Peppa. Turns out I know I know the chorus of "Shoop" by Salt and Peppa. So, but once you get them hips working, that's all you need. Just get the crowd going. Everything else will fall into place.
Gyrate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just gyrate. That's too funny. Oh man! So, talk to me about your investments.
Some stonks. I'm gonna hit you with some stonks. So I got a lot to say. And we were recording this at Tuesday at 9:30. I don't know what it's going to look like tomorrow when I wake up.
What does it look like right now? I have not been keeping up at all. I'm completely in the dark.
So it is insane. So today started off about, I think it was like, when I went to sleep, it was like 260 yesterday on Monday. Woke up, we're getting close to 300 already. So 300 a share. So I think it's like 286. By 11:30, it's at 330, 340.
Wait, this isn't the first time. This is
oh
today?
Yeah, this is number 2, baby. This is the second squeeze that I think's about to shoot to the goddamn moon. They halted it like 6
They halted
times.
trading?
They halted trading. So
did they start sloughing people's shit off again? Did Robinhood start selling people shit?
It wasn't even Robinhood this time. This was the entire fucking system trying to bring us down, baby. And I say us, but I mean me, because I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not condoning anything. I think this is what I need to say to not get IRS on my ass. But yeah, so GME hit 344.35 at 11:10 a.m. They halted it right after that. At 11:40 a.m., it got down to 198. So it dropped $150 in like 20 minutes. I've never in my life seen anything like that.
Strong buy signals there. Strong buy signal. This is a GME strong buy. I am a financial advisor. You should take my advice. Hey, GME, that's a fucking stock that you buy. That stonk just goes up.
Hey, guess what? I bought 10 more shares at 200. I got a fucking discount. Thanks, hedge funds, you assholes. Because guess what? It popped right back up before noon. Within the hour, is back up to 270. So we're sitting at like 264 right now. But these guys, they don't understand. So what happened was, in my, stupid brain, what happened was, this is the last shot that the hedge funds are taking. They shorted like 6 million shares.
Brain.
It is. Oh yeah, just my degenerate, just terrible idea-ridden brain. They shorted it one more time, and this was their, hey, get all these paper hands to fold. And it turns out, guess what? Diamond hands, baby. We're in. Nobody sold. We're in. The shit's going to the moon. This was all, especially the big hedge funds on the GME side, instead of the stupid ass short side. I think this was their last chance to get that shit going to the moon for them too. So I expect to wake up tomorrow being a millionaire. And guess what? I'm just going to do the Surly Horns podcast full time at that point. Like, why not? I'll just be worth $25 fucking billion, and let's just fucking go to the moon together, guys. I'm not advising to buy the stock, but I
advise you to buy the stock.
I like the stock.
Surly Horns fully supports and advises our users and listeners of this podcast to buy this stock.
Didn't come from me, but by the time this comes out on Friday, I'm going to look like a fucking genius, or I'm going to look like the biggest asshole on the internet. I don't have a stop loss on it. I don't have anything. We're just riding this shit.
Going in raw.
We'll
do it live.
I will see you bitches on Mars. Fuck it. Fuck the moon. I'm past the moon. We're going to Mars, bitch.
Speaking of sponsors, we have a very special sponsor for today's podcast. Black Lab has been gracious to sponsor the podcast with his 1997 4Runner wrecked parts or whole thing.
Hey, there's some good looking parts there. I mean, there's
some brand new leather seats.
That was a drive shaft.
Look, I mean, they look brand fucking new, dude. except for like, the food and the napkins stuffed everywhere. It fucking looks brand new.
That car looks like a billion high school kids have finger banged in the back seat. It looks
generations of finger banging have occurred in this car. That's partially why the seats had to be replaced.
Hey, yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. And once you get the leather repurposed, and I think it's just going to be fixed. I think that sucker's got a good, 20.
I don't know
30.
why he's selling it though. I don't know why he's selling it. This can clearly just buff out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I think he's got another good 20, 30 minutes left of driving in it. So
Oh man. I don't know. We'll have to find out what happens here. But it is a
Not
good
speaking
deal.
of 30 minutes. Yeah, not speaking of 30 minutes.
All proceeds will, of course, fund absolutely nothing related to Surly Horns, but Bob does want
Beer.
to sell it, and he deserves the ad time there.
So speaking of 30 minutes, I'm excited to hear what Uncle Boobs on the Sugar Baby thread has to
30
tell
minutes, bro. What have you been? He's at
30
least
hours.
going for 2 hours. He's at least he's a 2 hour Velociraptor man.
He has the mandible of a competitive eater. His jaw has
RGB3. He is competitively eating.
Oh, absolutely. At this point, it's not a competition. He won. He's not competing against anybody else.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about,
Cunnilingus.
Go catch up on all 47 or 8 or however big that thread is now, pages of the Sugar Baby thread. It's the best thread on Surly right now, by far. And Uncle Boobs is...
he's the Cunnilingus Messiah.
He's really into Cunnilingus.
It's insane. It's insane. I don't know. I don't know how his jaw doesn't clench up like a dehydrated 7-year-old playing soccer. It's insane,
oh, dude. But it's great. F-250s getting in, MIA's getting in. Everybody's just, it's all.
Finally, congrats F-250 for finally having sex. I know he has kids, but I'm guessing it's the first time. So congrats.
It's nice. It's good times. We get to vicariously live through the wonderful community that is Surly Horns. And speaking of things that we share together,
wonderful families.
Speaking of wonderful families, the aristocrats, right? Jesus, what is going on in Los Angeles with Oprah interviewing Meghan and Harry?
I didn't think we were going to be talking about this because this is outside of the realm of my being. I don't talk about royal shit. I could care less what they do in jolly old England. It doesn't matter to me. My wife made me watch it, so we're sitting up. I'm ready to throw something fucking decent on, and she said, "Okay, we're going to put this on." And I click on it and said, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." It's 2 hours, so that's 2 hours I'll never get back. But basically, who knew white rich folk are racist? So I guess that's the leading headline. I don't
know. I think there's been so much that happened. Did you know that it was in the UK when it aired? At the time that it was being watched, 55% of everyone that was watching TV was watching it.
Holy shit. Wouldn't it? It had to have been like, what, 5 a.m. there?
No. They replayed it just for England.
Oh my God, just for England.
Yeah. On like a good slot. And people were just like fucking. And then, all of this is just, who cares? Just all these people suck. Fuck them all. And
they suck.
That's kind of the moral of the story. They're all rich as fuck. They're all never going to have any normal problems, and they should just shut the fuck up.
Exactly. That was my biggest problem with this entire thing. The entire time I was watching this fucking 2 hours, it was, oh, woe is me. My life's so hard. I'm a Brit, or, I'm an American girl that just wants to go have coffee with my friends. Oh no, I married into Buckingham fucking Palace. Get over it. Are you kidding me?
Well, I don't know. She was dealing. I'm not saying that she wasn't dealing with her own shit from that.
Sure.
Because I'm sure she was. But it seems like your shit's resolved now, and none of us need an update. Thank you. Right. I'm really glad that you got out of that really shitty situation. And that sounds awful, and I don't wish that on anybody. But we don't give a fuck.
We don't care.
Stop talking.
Kids in Flint still probably don't have fucking regular drinking water. Do I really care that? Oh no, I'm a big proponent for mental health, and obviously she was going through some shit, which is tough. Leaving your family, leaving your friends, being cut off from the world. I totally get it. But at the same time too, it is, it's them rich people, rich people problems that you kind of run into, and it's just like,
dude, she went crazy because she couldn't work, but her
yeah,
work is being on Instagram and an actress on a TV show. Dude, she is smoking hot.
hey, you know what? If she didn't marry into royalty, we could have found her in the Sugar Baby thread. So Uncle Boobs would have put that work in. So he would have reached her Buckingham Palace. That's for damn sure.
Jeez, that's incredible. Speaking of creepy old men and young women that are attractive,
Yeah.
Les Miles.
Ooh, the Mad Hatter. He likes to kiss a co-ed every now and then, huh?
I guess he was just chasing too much of that college pussy. Just chasing too. He wasn't sugar daddying. He was just fucking broads that went to school there.
A lot. And everybody in the world knows LSU is just an absolute septic tank. I mean, that's the team that accepted Marcel Brooks for, I guess, at least a semester before he went to Texas Christian University. But everybody knew LSU had some of these, underhanded, dirty aspects of the program, let alone the school. I mean, Darius Geis. I mean, you could just name a player at some point, and you could point to something. This was gross. And the fact that Kansas hired him,
it's just insane.
And
it's actually
funny, like, so everybody, like, Kansas has this plausible deniability of like, hey, we didn't know this report didn't come out. Come on. If Surly can find this out, which if we really dug, we could find this out. There are enough people that are connected enough within the outskirts of a program to know when something, some kind of fuckery is going on. And fuckery was afoot at LSU this entire time.
I don't know. I think it was just incompetence. I don't think this guy actually knew, because he was like buds with Les Miles from Michigan and shit, and they were just friends. And I think he was just like, "Hey, Les, you want to come coach at Kansas? We got a fuckload of money, and
we're gonna turn you
even
around.
Though you're cheap, even though you're pretty cheap for like what you normally make, like, you want to come coach football?" And he's probably like, "Yeah, man, I'll come coach football." And they probably didn't talk about him chasing co-eds. I don't think that's how that deal went down.
Actually, he probably said, "Hey, we got a bunch of other co-eds. Do you want to come coach at?"
Awful.
It's terrible. And hey, now the athletic director, congratulations, you're buddies with your friend Les Miles, and he got your ass fired too, because you are also incompetent. Because also at the same time, I mean, how many coaches does that guy get to go through before he gets fired? And finally, today he was fired. But it's like, man, who knew Mangino was going to be the best coach at Kansas 20 years?
Dude, I think Kansas needs to be innovative. I think they need to just hire a Madden champion to be a head coach.
Why not?
Like a dynasty. So the first year after, they'll hire an interim, just hire a shit, whatever, just a fucking another guy that will go and field a team that loses every single game, like Les Miles did for $2 million. And then at the end of the season, because the new football game will have been out, the person who wins dynasty mode, or like wins with Kansas the most,
genius,
gets to coach the fucking team.
Genius. You know what, guys? I'll take the job. I'll do it. I will continue the podcast. I'll continue posting on Surly Horns. I will change nothing about my regular life, and I guarantee I could have a similar win-loss record as Les Miles.
Nah, dude, I bet you could do better.
I bet I could do better too.
You could win one game.
At least. Just somebody will just be like, "Hey, look."
So imagine if you tried. No, this is serious. Okay. Imagine if you tried your hardest. If you literally woke up tomorrow and you were the head coach of Kansas, and they were like, all you have to do is win one game, and like you'll be richer than fucking you could ever imagine. And then you go and you do everything in your fucking power to win one game. And that's how I think Steve Sarkisian approaches every single game now. It's like, I am playing every single game for fucking keeps.
You know what I'd do is I would just steal somebody else's playbook and steal somebody else's shit, and then I would just try to beat somebody that wasn't
Oh, dude, you
expecting
can
it.
you'd have pretty decent funding to go hire like an assistant coaching
Oh
staff.
yeah, and then it's just admin work. I'm a sales manager for a reason. I mean, my sales guys, they get shit done, and I just
Would you be able to recruit? Would you be
Yeah.
able to recruit for Kansas?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I mean,
Your talent evaluation has been top notch.
top notch. It had to have been. And what I would do is I would just all I got to do is win one game and be rich as hell. I would take the Marcel Brooks and, the guys that can't qualify at any other program and just be dirty as hell for one game until I win one game. And then I'm rich and I'm living on Easy Street like when my GME goes to the moon. So either way, if I'm either the Kansas coach or GME hits, I'm a billionaire. Let's go.
All gas, no brakes.
But the important question is who's going to replace Les Miles now?
Who cares?
There's
It
a
doesn't
name.
matter.
There's a name.
They don't win games.
I'm going to throw a name out into the ether, and I want to hear a reaction.
Tom Herman.
Tom Herman.
Oh, that would be so good. That would be perfect.
It would be beautiful. It'd be perfect.
It would be beautiful.
It'd be beautiful. I don't know what part
because his narrative of winning is hard. Winning is hard at Kansas.
It's going to be very hard.
Winning is very hard at Kansas.
You know what's funny though? Like I will never understand how you can be just so good at one aspect, basketball, and just the worst team in football at another, or worst team in another sport in football. It's crazy. Like it'd be one thing if you're Baylor, you're like, okay, you're great at basketball right now and you're subpar at football, but you're not the worst. It's crazy. I guess it just shows where your funding's going. But at the same point, too, it's like Kansas State feels a competitive program in both areas pretty much every single year, or at least, tolerable programs. Whatever. Fuck them. It's an easy win. Can't wait to see who we whoop up against. My guess is going to be Willie Fritz from Tulane is going to be my guess.
I don't even know, dude. I feel like they should just cancel the football program.
I'd be fine with that, too. I'll take the bye week win. I mean, it might as well be,
Why do they need? Oh, I guess they have to they're probably contractually obligated.
Yeah, got to be some kind of TV shit.
Yeah, that's a bummer. They should just
stop. Not. Just go out there and everybody just eats orange slices and drinks Capri Suns at midfield every game.
I'm pretty sure my sister, who's the little quarterback, Todd Reesing. I'm pretty sure my sister gave Todd Reesing a hand job one time. I'm pretty sure about that.
You can't just drop that live on the podcast without putting it in the notes before. Now I'm just imagining his little howdy doody wiener getting.
I don't know. Yeah. So God. In other extremely important news that is happening in the Longhorn sphere is there's absolutely nothing wrong with the Eyes of Texas. There never has been. It's kind of unfortunate how it started. It's staying the school song. You don't have to sing it if you don't want. You can also sing it more than just the one time per game. You can sing it all the time. You can sing it some of the time. You can sing it whenever they sing it at the end of games. You could not sing it any of those times and just sing it to yourself or not at all. And that's all okay. What's not okay is racist fucking donors and people that want to keep fucking talking shit about players that don't want to sing it. Leave them the fuck alone and move on. And then fourth, this was added on later. Don't move your fucking hand at the end of Eyes of Texas. Just leave it fucking still. So don't fucking move your hand.
The donor.
That's it. That's the only thing that if you take anything away from this, don't move your fucking hand.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard.
The donor thing is what kills me. It's like it just fed so much fuel into the narrative. And, I
was real worried about it. Because you didn't know it was in this report. Nobody knew.
Oh, yeah. No idea. It. And I'll give them kudos. I mean, it's a 48-page report. And I hear a lot of people, I text my buddies and they were like, congratulations. It's, hookem.com that's, saying that it's not that bad. Where it's like, no, these are the people that put in the initial request for it to be investigated and, looked into. And these people are saying that this is okay. I thought it was not. Turns out that it might be okay. It might have had some bad origins. Like, I bet you Hitler saying fucking happy birthday. Are we going to say that happy birthday is racist now? It's such a crazy
It's over.
topic.
It's just done. It's just done.
It
Just
needs to be.
fucking
And
get
there's
over it.
the fact that we're still talking about it is March. I mean, when this shit get brought up, like September of last year,
Oh, dude, it was ridiculous.
it's just stupid.
It's whatever. It's
Yeah.
past, but ESPN, the Texas Tribune, whatever, they come out with their hit piece,
Always.
and they're expecting this Tuesday bomb to
blood.
just be like, fucking Texas is ruined. And then it was a big nothing burger, and now everybody's like, "Yep, our bad, big nothing
On to the next
burger.
thing.
School should, make sure that everything's cool." And then that's it. Everybody, don't move your fucking hands at the end.
Yep.
Moving on.
And that's it. And that's it. I will never be able to put myself in the place of, somebody of color. I can't. I'm sure everybody that's listening to my voice can tell that I'm the whitest fucking human being on earth. But if you
that's
don't,
racist.
I'm the whitest human being on earth. So, so I will never be able to put myself in the place of somebody of color that doesn't feel comfortable singing it. And by all means, I applaud you for, taking a stance, and I applaud the university for looking into the issue. If somebody has issue and if somebody feels uncomfortable, by all means, look into it. Make sure people are feeling comfortable. It should be a song of pride. It shouldn't be anything that somebody needs to diminish or anything that somebody needs to have a negative connotation with. But if you do and you don't feel comfortable, there's no requirement, and there should never be a requirement. It really is just it's always felt to me like it's just been so overblown. And even when the initial hey, we want this changed, it felt just like even former athletes, I know.
I will say, if they change the tune from just the tune, just because it sucks, not because we have to, just because it sucks.
Just put it on Bulls on Parade and just
yeah,
the heart of Texas are I'm down. That's actually bad. That's actually badass. But
there's tons of really great ways to do the eyes that are not a different tune. So
yeah,
I want to say that even if you don't sing or you do sing, whatever it is that you want to do, just represent the state of Texas correctly.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole. Whatever it is that you choose to do, just don't be an asshole. At a human level. Be an asshole like we're assholes.
Yeah, we're assholes.
Be a nice person.
Yeah, it's not that hard, guys. And and I feel like there's so many things in the past that just had so much negative connotations that it is, at some point we do have to look past our past without just completely disregarding it. And, the eyes of Texas in 2021 should mean something different than in 1901. Like it's people grow, people change, and not everything has to be, like I said, it's if Hitler's saying happy birthday, is it fucking racist? It's, at the end of the day, I don't want to get into cloakroom shit, but if anybody else would like to have a meaningful discussion about it and educate me more, I'm all about it. I'm only getting this, from what I see other people report. So, if you want to tell me I'm a fucking asshole, I'm a fucking asshole. But either way, I'm
so we're gonna Operation Carpet Bomb RGB3 off the board.
Hell yeah,
Engage.
Yes, yeah. See y'all in purgatory. So, yeah. But no, for real. I mean, at the end of the day, I really do. Just can't wait to move past this shit.
So we're moving past it right now because you just gave me an excellent idea.
Love it.
What if one very unlucky poster every week that is part of the 1% of rep
just got murdered?
No, goes to purgatory for a week and they have to survive or they're banned. We need to do it. We gotta do it,
man. Satya would be toast. I mean, he would just start posting some negative thoughts.
Oh, dude, there's many. There's there's quite a few people in the 1% of rep.
Future man, see you, buddy. I mean, he won't last long.
We're gonna put him in. We're gonna put one a week in purgatory.
That's hilarious.
We're gonna start doing it. and you have to survive purgatory. You don't have to. It doesn't matter what your rep is. We'll just reset it to like exactly what it was before this whole mess.
No
But
pressure.
you have to survive purgatory.
No pressure. I would fail miserably.
You can't see. So when you're in purgatory, you can't see any other part of the board. You just, when you come to Surly Horns, the only thing you see is purgatory.
Oh my god!
And you can't do anything else.
Sounds like
and you can't see rep, so you don't know if people are positive or neg repping you. You can't see rep, and you can't give rep. You just are in purgatory. You have no idea. You're completely. Hopefully you never go there, but it is a delightful experience that I designed.
Yeah, I don't plan on going there, but I guess I'll probably see y'all there in a couple of weeks. So,
okay. Speaking of things that are not in purgatory, it does seem like Texas baseball have found their bats.
We look okay. Yeah, we beat the shit out of Sam Houston yesterday, and Ty Madden, future top 10 draft pick, 13, 14 Ks, I think, against U of H. Yeah, looking all right. Maybe we won't fire David Pierce today, like I probably wanted us to have already fired him by now.
Yeah, and that's all there really is to say about baseball right now.
Yep, that's
still very early. Not a whole lot else to talk about.
Yeah, bats look like they're coming around. I know we got a couple big games coming up, so yeah, hopefully Texas baseball gives us something to talk about, and is a focal point for us to watch.
Let's talk about basketball. All right, how pumped are you for the tournament?
Which one?
See, that's how not pumped you are about. So if Texas still had only lost like 2 games, you'd be like, fuck yeah, I'm excited about the tournament. 1 seed. And it's like, oh, nobody would ask which tournament. Now you're asking which tournament. Like anyone gives a single fuck about the Big 12 tournament.
I mean,
the players do, obviously, because they want to win a championship because they have no shot at winning the big dance.
I mean,
this is the only championship that team's going to win. I hope that's not true, but like from what we've seen, Shaka may not make it out of the first round.
When we started the podcast before Durka came on, so we're still blaming Durka. Before Durka came on, I was talking 1 seed. I was thinking we're going to be guaranteed top 16, Sweet 16 team. And now I think we're 3 seed in the Big 12 tournament. I think we played Tech, and I don't know. At best, like, what are we, a 4 seed, 3 seed, maybe? If we win the whole tournament, which is not going to fucking happen. We're not going to win the Big 12 tournament. Just heads up. I mean,
what if Texas beats Kansas 3 times in 1 season?
That'd be pretty baller. That would make, I'm still firing Shaka if he doesn't make it out of the first round, but it makes an interesting
Their AD just got fired. They're all probably fucked up. They're like, Coach, were you fucking girls too?
They're trying to see if Bill Self's kissing co-eds. But I don't know. Either way, I see we're going to be a 4 versus a 13 seed in the tournament, and we'll just see what happens. We probably beat the 13 seed by like 4 points, and then we get our fucking wheels blown off by the 5 seed in the next round. And see you, Shaka.
See ya. One thing that I forgot to bring up earlier, just totally slipped my mind, because it could have been woven into the Eyes of Texas or the Royal Family talk. But why can't Emmanuel Acho just kind of like fuck off?
Just go away. Hey, like I said, my wife talks me into watching a lot of shitty TV. One of those is The Bachelor. So yeah, I guess he's the new host of The Bachelor.
Okay, so how important, this is the thing, I've never watched it. How important is that position for that show?
It's pretty big. So
is it? Because I had no idea who the last guy was.
It's huge. Yeah. So Chris Harrison has been the host for, I don't know.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, my wife started watching it like 3 years ago, I guess, and she got me into it because why not? And so Chris Harrison's been the host for like the entire thing, like literally since like the first season, I think. Somebody out there is probably yelling at me because he probably hasn't been, but either way. So he's like the Ryan Seacrest of American Idol in host land, basically.
Dude, I saw Carson Daly was still on TV.
Exactly. He's like,
what the fuck? You're old, bro.
So basically it's just like that. And so I guess Emmanuel Acho is going to be the guy. And I know he's been putting himself out there, and I guess he's a better host than he was a linebacker. So good for him, I guess. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. He's always been a well, put together, articulate dude. So maybe this gives Texas a little bit of credibility too. If people are, hopefully he's representing Texas and putting it out there. And if some of these 17, 18-year-old recruits are watching, The Bachelor, they might be like, oh man, that guy went to Texas. I want to go to Texas and hand out roses.
I've literally never thought about it that way.
I just came up with it this exact minute. So
but dude, this getting paid for your likeness thing, what if, Casey Thompson could host a TV show?
Oh yeah, I could see Hudson Card on The Bachelor for sure.
Yeah. And they could that's an okay thing now.
With his small hands.
They're really doing a good job on the social medias with that stuff.
Yeah, they are.
So other happenings on the social medias. I started a thread on this because I think it would be interesting for people to watch these videos. One of these gonzo journalists, he's this kid from Louisiana or something, and he studied journalism or something in college, and then just started interviewing people on the streets in New Orleans. And he had like this French Quarter Confessions show. And then he just hitchhiked all across the United States and just like with a recorder and just interviewed people on like long ass cross country drives. And it was just like this crazy compilation of stories that he got. And then he, like, I guess worked a deal with some person that was like, yeah, I'll buy you a shitty RV to drive around the country and just like do this shit. And so he went to Talladega, he went to like Daytona, he was all at like he went to the COVID infested bike rally and
oh god,
Sturgis. He went to Sturgis and like interviewed. He was just gonzo journalist interviewing people. He's got a bunch of Florida Man videos. They're incredible. This guy, is an incredible journalist, and I guess he got fucked on this contract that he didn't read because he was a stupid fucking 20-year-old kid. And he was like, fuck this. And his Patreon had, tens of thousands probably of subscribers. His Instagram has, a crazy amount of followers. And he tweeted on his Instagram, but you can't tweet on Instagram. He insta tweeted. He insta tweeted, the story that he was done, and he's done with the brand, and nobody that like was originally with it. And so we need to get him on the podcast because his podcast name was All Gas No Brakes.
All Gas No Brakes. Let's go. Got to come on. Yeah, and anybody else listening too. If you can think of somebody that would be great on this podcast, we are all about it. We will interview anybody.
That is true. We will interview children if you sign a release form. We are going to swear at your child.
Yes. The language doesn't change, nor does the content.
We're just going to ask a child, extremely adult.
We've said cunnilingus like 7 times already, so
we're going to ask him about sugar babies.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why we're talking about so much irrelevant shit is because it seems like recruiting
we ain't got shit.
Is finally just quiet. But yeah. I say finally because we're used to off seasons being so much longer, and it has just been. It's so short that spring practice starts on Monday or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we got a week, but yeah, I mean, there's no transfers, there's no recruiting. This is the breaks portion, I guess, of All Gas No Brakes, which is fine. It's we'll see. Nobody else is making things happen. We're not making things happen. I think it's just kind of the lull before the storm. So once we really get to see things rocking in spring practice, which, we'll have a pretty full comprehensive breakdown of that. Other than that, there's not a fucking thing going on. Chris Ross, the North Shore defensive tackle, I think is going to be committing on the 23rd. So that's still 2 weeks away. Other than that, we don't have shit.
Yeah. Oh, the ESPN just signed a deal with the NHL. 100 games a year. 100 games a year.
I like the NHL, so I'm a Golden Knights fan. So since their
Oh, okay.
inception, yeah, so since their
Oh.
inception, I've been a Golden Knights fan,
So are
and
you gonna like you've got this recruitment hanging out over
I
here.
do, and we'll
And
get to that too. So
yeah.
I'm
I
gonna be
didn't know
ready.
this about you. I'm a crystal ball pick in from I'm a Mac.
Yep.
RGB3 going to Vegas. That you heard it here first. Thank you, pay me, become a passionate newsletter subscriber, $9.95.
So let's see if you're see if you're Jeff Ketchum or Steve Wilfong right here, you know. But yeah, no, super excited about that ESPN deal. I like hockey. Hockey's fun, man. If Houston ever gets a team, I'll be rooting for them. But until then, Golden Knights give me a good excuse to try to get out to Vegas. Which, if you want to get into RGB3's recruitment, we can get into it.
Well, before we do that, let's talk about this fan controlled football, fandom
God.
football. It's a crowdfunded Ponzi scheme that Johnny Manziel is the front man for, where it's kind of like because they let you do real gambling on the USFL, whatever that was, the league that Garrett Gilbert like came back into the league in. That was actually pretty fun to watch and really cool. And the technology that they built actually, like, kind of they sold it for that technology. So this company is trying to change and make the football experience innovative. And so it's 7-on-7, 50-yard field, and every team has one franchise player. The defense roam together. So the defense is one unit, and then you draft your skill players for that team every week. And the majority of owners drafting the player is the player they choose. And so it's just this fucking insane roster changing whatever. And there's only 4 run plays and 4 pass plays.
Oh my God. What?
And there's no extra points, punts, or kickoffs. And for the extra point, it's the quarterback taking a ball off of like a stool and a receiver and a defensive back fighting it out. And if they catch it, it's 1 point. If they drop it, it's no points. And the games are 2 20-minute halves.
Who watches that?
Apparently a bunch of people on Twitch, and you're supposed to be able to you call the plays.
I can only assume that Johnny Manziel is eating cocaine.
It's like Johnny Manziel Madden shit, except you can't control them after they you're just gonna choose the play, but that's it.
Well, that sounds awful. That sounds like something I'm not going to be watching at all. Hey, kudos to the guy. He's still getting paid a bag of cocaine, so at least an 8-ball. I guess he's still playing football, so that's a thing. I mean, that's better than Vince Young, who's drinking a lot. So
I don't know what he's doing now, man. He's a special advisor to.
He's probably getting $100K from Texas. Hey, recruits! I know you're listening to the podcast. If you win a national championship for Texas, guess what? You're just going to get paid $100,000 a year, even if you're the worst player that ever played football ever. So come to Texas, win a bunch of games here, and then don't worry about losing anywhere else.
Heard it here first. Okay, let's get into your commitment.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
Let me remind people where we are here. So I've already kind of let everybody know what my crystal ball pick is, and it's the Raiders. There's already a Vegas connection because he's a Golden Knights fan. He always loves an excuse to take a trip. They've got really fucking cool jerseys over there,
black and silver,
and this one's like the real home run, right? Carr definitely played at his high school, so it's pretty much a done deal there for me. That's I crystal ball picked it, but we're gonna talk about the other two. Saints, fucking NOLA, awesome fucking place to visit. It is a place that you make an excuse to go to, and any excuse like a Saints game is a great excuse.
Hey, and you know what? I was in San Antonio last week. We went to Pat O'Brien's in San Antonio, which sucks, but those Hurricanes, any excuse I have, any excuse besides, there is one thing that stops the Saints, and it's going to be I need Tums or some kind of antacid because I'll drink 3, 4, 5 Hurricanes, and yeah, the heartburn is real.
I've had 2 hand grenades once, and that was not
all you
fun.
need.
That was not a fun time. And then third, we have Los Vaqueros, the Cowboys.
Which you had thoughts on.
Yeah, your late father was a fan. You cheered for them once before the Houston Texans were a thing, and your wife's a fan, and it's a pretty short drive there from the
They're on TV.
Houston metro area.
But you also said in a thread that I would be absolutely stupid if I picked the Cowboys because Dak's terrible. So
yes, you would also that would be like choosing Oklahoma over Texas.
Oh wow, that was strong.
In a recruiting in a recruiting thing. That's
strong.
That's about how fucking stupid it would be.
Oh man. Well, you ready for it?
Weren't you gonna? Is that a microwave behind you? Are you gonna?
Oh yeah.
Is that a sewing machine?
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna rip a jersey in half? Or what?
Just tear one open. Well, guess what, guys? I'm stupid. I'm going to the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh no!
What a fucking idiot!
Oh no! I need a new podcast person. RGB3
idiot.
Been muted.
What an idiot. So, all right. So I'm just going to jump out and defend myself because it's one thing when you commit and you just immediately have to defend yourself. It means you made just the worst decision of all time.
It's just going to be type 4 fun.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't fun on the way in. It's not fun while it happens. And when you reflect on it, it still will not be fun.
Part of my reason for committing is I left a bad situation. It would feel wrong to go to a good situation, which I feel like so I'm not allowed to feel happiness. I've decided in my fandom.
I think that's like a whipped dog syndrome.
Oh yeah, it has to be. It's bad. I mean, the Astros are probably the number one love in my life besides my family and the Texas Longhorns. And guess what? Even their championship has been ripped away from me because of the cheating scandal. So, why not just go a little deeper and just to subject myself to just more pure hatred and pain, because that's what I'm used to. So I decided to go from the worst owner in sports, in Cal McNair, who has been somehow besieged by this weird charlatan pastor, to
just a
snake tongue to Jerry Jones. You sounded like Uncle Boobs right then. To Jerry Jones. So that's part of it, is I didn't want this commitment to be me jumping on somebody that could win. I wanted it to be long term. It took me a long time to decommit from the Houston Texans, even though I should have done it in like 2004, like 2 years after I realized I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So took a while. Can't deny, my late father was a Cowboys fan. He was always a Cowboys fan. He rooted for the Texans basically because of me. But that's always going to be a strong pull when you have a family connection. My wife as well, she wants our daughters to be able to wear Cowboys gear. I get it. At the same point, I don't have to buy NFL Sunday ticket, which is nice. The star, it's an iconic logo. I'll just block out the Dallas part of the name and I just call them the Cowboys. Either way, I know I'm making a bad decision, but guess what, guys? I've made bad decisions my entire life.
And this is why they're America's team, and this is why they can afford to pay Dak Prescott.
Exactly.
Because of idiots like RGB3 willingly, you're going to buy a fucking Dak jersey, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You fucking.
I'm going to put a poll up on the podcast thread if I should buy a white or a blue Dak jersey, and y'all get to vote, and I will buy that jersey because guess what? I'm a simpleton, guys. If y'all haven't come across in 9 episodes that I am just not somebody to be trusted, not somebody that should be reasoned with, just somebody that should be basically wholly ignored except for entertainment, just like some brand of orangutan, then what else are you listening for, guys? This is what I'm here for. I'm here for the content. And what better content than just picking? I left the worst franchise in football, in my opinion. Why not go to another one?
You want to argue about the Jets, bro? The Jets are fucking... Okay, let's talk about the Cowboys first, because the Cowboys pissed me off enough to where I don't usually talk in football threads, and I don't root against the Cowboys. I grew up in Fort Worth. I was a Corey Dillon fan growing up because I played him on like Tecmo Super Bowl and always won games. And I was like, yeah, that guy. And he played for the Cincinnati Bengals. He had like a 98 score on Tecmo. And I could win games with him. So I was a Bengals fan. And I remember my dad taking me to a Cowboys game, and I was rooting for the Bengals. And it was like the weirdest thing for him. But I always like grew up around the Cowboys, and like, they've always had a special twinkle, right? About they were always good growing up, won Super Bowls, fucking crazy players, Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Deion Sanders. It's just, crazy.
Well run, shockingly.
Yeah, just incredible. And then it just all went very wrong. And then it just continued to stay that way. And it's just incredible, the performance drop off. They've won 3 playoff games in the last 12 years.
It's pretty good, right? So that's what I'm joining.
They only have 4 playoff appearances in that time.
Yeah. Basically
maybe
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, it's fucked.
So I was a Cowboys fan when the Oilers left. So my dad was an Oilers Cowboys fan because he had season tickets to the Oilers, and we grew up in Houston. But he grew up, a Cowboys fan since basically they were an expansion team. And so, I think I have a book, and it's like, when I won the Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys, and it has like a little picture of my face in it. If I can find it, I'll post it on a thread. But so I was a Cowboys fan from 1994 when the Oilers left to 2002. And any Cowboys fan can probably tell you, like, hey, that's like Quincy Carter times. Like, nothing good happened then. Like, that wasn't a good era. I'm used to losing, guys. So Cowboys fans, I'm joining you. I'm going to post in those threads. I hope you welcome me. You'll probably call me a fucking idiot because that's exactly what I am, doing this to myself. But, I'm going to be going to some games this year. Why not? Especially Jerry, of course, already announced that they're kind of have 100% capacity, probably with 0 masks. But either way, I'm going to be going to some games. I'm a Cowboys fan going forward. I would say respect my decision, but I don't even respect my decision. But
so we got Dak on $140 million, $126 million guaranteed, $66 million irrevocable signing bonus.
$75 million.
He got his half Tiger Woods.
Yeah, it's a thick boy contract, that's for sure. $75 million the first year. This is stupid. It's a lot of dough.
It's stupid. It's
so
dumb.
I did a lot of research. So everybody, if you think I'm doing fly by night recruitment, no. I visited all the campuses. I've, talked to all the co-eds. I've, talked to all the coaches. I've looked into the academics on all these teams. And what I have found is there are 3 separate sections of the Cowboys. And it's the Dak is amazing. He's better than Deshaun Watson. He's a top 4 quarterback. It's like Pat Mahomes. And then I'll hear an argument about Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. And then it's Dak Prescott. Then I hear another section of Dak Prescott is the worst player that's ever played football in his entire life. He needs to be replaced immediately. I would rather have Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then there's a third one that says, I don't know, I'm too drunk on Bud Light. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm part of the first faction of, I think Dak's better than people give him credit for. That's me. I've only watched 20 games of Dak Prescott besides a random Monday Night Football when I wasn't a Cowboys fan. But I literally watched all of 2019.
I mean, he's an NFL quarterback, dude. He's good. He's not bad. Solid. There's no average quarterbacks. He's just as good as any other quarterback.
I think
that's the problem with that fucking contract.
Yeah.
He was just
True.
as good as every other quarterback. Jameis Winston is only a hair less good than this guy.
That guy throws interceptions like it's crab legs. I mean, it's crazy.
I don't know.
I think Dak Prescott has enough athleticism to be better than what he is, and I think with decent coaching and his skill position players are fucking crazy. So CeeDee Lamb torched us for fucking years. I mean, being able to root for that guy is actually kind of exciting for me. So, instead of just rooting against him entirely.
Yeah, just OU fan through and through.
Yeah, but
think they're going to win. That's the game they're going to win this year. You're just a secret OU fan.
That we gotta stop the podcast. We gotta stop the podcast. Uncalled for, sir. Either way, I'm committed to the Cowboys. I fucking regret it already. It's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna have an awful time with it. I can't wait to see y'all another decade when I decommit again because I just can't handle it. But just remember, this is for life.
They can't get any worse. Honestly, they've been. This is the worst they'll ever be.
And that was so. A lot of people, they've talked to me like, "Why are you getting rid of the Texans?" I've been a fan since 2002, damn near 20 years, and it's not because of incompetence of ownership. It's not because of play on the field. It is because they are a franchise that you cannot root for with a good conscience anymore. With Jack Easterby, that fucking witch charlatan, basically, being Greenville work Tom.
You're back on this.
I'm still gonna get heated. It'll always just get me heated because I'll never understand how a human being, even if it was your daddy that made that money, even if it was, oh, daddy made me a billionaire. Your daddy made that money. How you can be so fucking stupid that some dude that holds your hand and prays over free agent decisions. This is a real fucking thing, by the way, for anybody that's listening and doesn't know that. A real fucking thing. They pray the owner and the former team Chaplain, who is now some kind of general fucking manager, they pray over free agent and draft decisions. If you think that is the way to run one of 32 professional football franchises, I have something to say to you. And it's that you are dumber than me, a man who decided to root for the Cowboys. And that is saying something. And I'm just going to drop the mic after that because fuck that.
It's a strong statement and worthy because the Houston Texans have fucked up.
They lost me.
The Jets?
How dare you?
Dude, I don't know. Sam Darnold, I say give him a fucking shot. Give the guy a shot. That guy's good at football. He's not bad. He's just on a historically bad team.
And sucks.
Okay. I'm not going to fight too hard on that one.
Yeah.
Well, do we have anything in the mailbag?
So we do have one question. And it's important, especially now that I've committed to the Cowboys. I think it's become extra important for us. And the question is twofold. What is your favorite beer and what is your favorite mixed drink?
Okay. So, what's the context for these beverages?
I think your go-to.
That's important to me.
I think your go-to. I don't think it's like a special occasion drink. I think it's like, hey, I'm going to go grab a beer. What's my favorite one? Or, hey, I'm going to Specs. What's my favorite, what six-pack am I getting to go to a party? And then, mixed drink, it's, hey, what am I drinking at the house?
It has to be mixed.
Yeah, or a scotch, if you have, I'm a Lagavulin guy. Like, it's, what's your favorite liquor beverage, I guess would be a better question.
All right. So, favorite beer is Modelo with like half of a lime in it.
Especial?
What?
Negro Modelo or Especial?
Especial.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. With like a lot of lime in it, a little bit of Zing Zang.
Oh, yeah.
A couple splashes of soy sauce, one splash of Worcestershire sauce.
I have not heard soy in my entire life with a beer.
And then, yeah. and
You
then
sound like you're drinking sodium at that point.
no, and then like a bunch of Chipotle Tabasco hot sauce.
That's a real michelada right there.
Yeah, it's dope. And then you can put tequila in it. I don't like mine with tequila, but those are pretty good. And I make them in just like a gigantic, like 32-ounce glass.
It would have to be with all that, between salt and twang and zing zang and all that.
Yeah, it's good shit. So
Hey.
that's my favorite beer. Although the beer in that is important. Modelo is my favorite, but you can substitute Modelo fairly easily. I guess my other favorite beer that just you drink out of a can, like you don't do anything to,
can.
is there's this beer in Colorado called Mexican Lager, but it's like a Mexican who's in the logging profession.
We'll play on words. I love it.
Yeah, and it's my favorite beer. It's really good.
That's fantastic. Yeah, my favorite beer.
Okay, favorite mixed drink. I would have to say that my favorite mixed drink is a like true margarita.
Oh yeah,
I'm just love a really good margarita.
Frozen rocks.
Oh, neither.
Oh yeah,
just like chilled, like super cold, and just poured in a glass. Yeah. And whatever, right? I mean, there's ways to make margaritas, but it has to be mostly lime, a little bit of simple syrup, a little bit of orange liqueur, and then a fuckload of tequila.
Oh yeah. That sounds lovely. Yeah, if we're going favorite beer for me, going Crawford Bock from Karbach, fantastic. Everybody always gets on me like, "Oh yeah, you're a huge Astros fan." I get it. You like Crawford Bock. It's got the H. It's got the the rainbow can. It's just a delicious beer. Before that, I love Shiner. I'm a Shiner guy. I'm a Texas guy. My favorite beer on the planet, Crawford Bock. It does taste different out of a bottle than a can, and I actually prefer can or draft over bottle. So might be a weird thing, might just be me, but either way, fantastic beer. And if we're talking mixed drink, if I'm drinking at home, I'm trying to cut down. I'm trying to slim down a little bit. I'll do vodka and Diet 7-Up in one of my, Longhorn Tervis tumblers or my Astros Tervis tumblers. And that will basically just put me over the fucking moon. If you're talking about, I'm going out for a drink and I'm not just drinking at home, I'll do, like a Lagavulin with a big ass ice cube. I'll do a rum and Coke every now and then. I'm not a huge mixed drink guy to begin with. Or we're talking Pat O'Brien's Hurricanes. If we're getting into those,
I was about to say you're just ranting and raving about how much of a mixed drink guy you were earlier.
Honestly, I'm not. I don't do it a lot.
But it wouldn't be your favorite.
What's
your favorite? Wouldn't be the Hurricane.
I do love them. I do love Pat O'Brien Hurricanes. It's just I live in Houston, so if I'm either going to San Antonio or New Orleans,
why you're not a fucking Saints fan.
I should be. If I move to Louisiana, I'll do it. I'd be a Saints fan, but until then, I can't handle the roads. My tires can't handle those fucking roads, those fucking terrible ass roads, and my liver could not handle living in Louisiana at all. I mean, it can barely sustain in Texas, let alone, New Orleans, Lake Charles. Forget about it.
All right, man. Well, this has been all gas, no brakes. This whole podcast, we just rammed through all this wonderful content, even though there's no recruiting activity,
and we don't have shit to really talk about. I hope everybody else appreciates that we just talk for an hour about nothing that ever really fucking happened this past week. So I'm excited to get to shit that actually really means something and actually happens in the next couple of weeks. So spring practice coming up, we'll have a full breakdown on that. All gas, no brakes.
All right, guys, hook 'em.